Hey Disney fans, David here again with another update on Disney for Brits, which is coming soon, starting on the 10th of November. I thought I'd tell you a little bit more about the first episode so you can see the kind of things that I'm going to be talking about. As I mentioned before, the first episode is all about when to go to Walt Disney World. And for me, there's three things that are really important to make your trip a success. Number one, it's the weather. Florida can either be really hot or really wet and rainy, and sometimes if you're not really lucky you get both, and that can ruin your holiday. So you need to understand what the weather's going to be like when you go. Luckily it's pretty much seasonal, and the month you go will dictate the kind of weather you get. So the first thing we'll do is look at the weather. The second thing you need to look at is what else is going on at the time that you're going. Florida's massively popular all across the world, but like everywhere else, there are certain times of the year when it's busy. Clearly Christmas, clearly Halloween, but then you get things like Mother's Day, other American holidays, and then there's some other things that play into it. I went in January a few years ago, which is the same time as one of the American national cheerleading competitions, and stayed at one of the value resorts. It's great if you want to hear people doing cheerleading, practicing all through until midnight and 1 a.m, and lots of screaming teenagers. Plus, if you're about to go on a ride and about to join a queue and 50 to 100 young people get on in front of you, your queue's just got a whole lot longer, as is your wait. Third thing to consider then is your family and the makeup of the group that you've got with. If you've got little ones, you need to think about the length of days and the time that they can get up. If you've got teenagers, you need to keep them busy. And adults, there could be a whole load of other things that they want to do. Episode 2 is going to cover where you should stay in Florida, and predominantly whether you should stay on site or off site, i.e. at a Walt Disney World resort or outside. My recommendation, hands up, is going to be that you should stay at a Walt Disney World resort. You get the Disney magic treatment whilst you're there. You get to use the Disney buses, which if you're the only driver, like I am in my family, means your driver gets some time off. And most importantly, you get things called extra magic hours. Extra magic hours are extra hours in the park, either in the morning or in the evening. And that's the time where only people staying at Disney resorts and selected other resorts can go into the park. So for instance, currently, I'm here in October, you can go into Hollywood Studios 3 hours earlier than anybody else and get a preview of Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge. So it's definitely worth having. I'll also talk about off-site hotels and villas, and certainly for some of you with bigger families, maybe a villa off-site would be a better idea because it will keep the cost down. But even then, there are ways that you can maximise your visit. So that's the first 2 episodes. We'll also talk about magic bands. If you don't know what they are, I'll share them with you. We'll talk about driving in America. You can go through a red light. You will turn right to go left. And if you get it wrong and miss your turning, you could be driving for 5 miles to get back to where you are. Driving in Florida is easy, but it has its frustrations. We'll be talking about money. I'll show you all the different notes, how you can tell the difference and what all the coins are and what they mean, and also some ways to maximise your spend while you're there. I'll also do a number of episodes about shopping. Certainly we'll talk about the big malls and where you can go and see all the major stores, but also the outlet malls and some secret places that not a lot of people that know about, that you can get absolute bargains. And again, there are ways to make your flight and your journey a whole lot easier. There are things you can do for the youngsters to make it a better experience for them, to prepare them for the flight, but also there's some things that you need to know about how to get the best seat on the aeroplane. For instance, did you know on Virgin flights from Gatwick, there's what's pretty much a private cabin on board for economy customers, where you'll be sitting with 40 people instead of 300 people. I'll tell you about that, what it's called, and how to book those seats. So I've got a whole load of stuff to share with you, some great ideas to make your holiday the most magical one ever. I've done the first episode list, and that'll be over here, so you can see the kind of things we're going to be talking about and the order that I'm going to be recording them. So a challenge back for you. Have a look at this, see if there's anything else you want me to talk about. anything else you want me to do some research and share with you, and I'll add another episode. It might take me a few weeks because I've got a few to record, but tell me what you want, tell me what you think, and let me do some more to help you. One other request for you, just around here there'll be a subscribe button. If you can click on that please, and then the little bell, click on that as well. So whenever the next video for Disney for Brits drops onto YouTube, you'll get notified that it's going to happen. So not long now until the channel launches on 10th of November. The first video is nearly done with some great ideas and great hints and tips to make your family holiday the best ever. So look out for the channel. You should be notified by YouTube that Disney for Brits is dropping a new video. I can't wait to see you then. And as our pal Mickey says, I'll see you real soon.